Recap number 9. Here's the thing. We're getting caught up on these recaps. We're almost there, but we're still not there. And, I spent most of this episode 9 working on a build, and probably, I guess, like the first major build that I've ever put on YouTube. And we still can't go look at it. Get out of what? Mr. Squid, excuse me. I'm trying to fish and talk to my friends. We can hang out later, okay? As I was saying, though, we can't go look at it because I actually... Whoa. Oh, no. Don't look. Don't. Where did that go? What the heck? What? There it is. Wow, that flung so far. How crazy. Okay, what is it? Is it even worth it? Oh, I'm drowning. Yeah, no, not really worth it. Anyway, where was I? What was I saying? Yes, just the fact that we can't go look at the build that I was working on the whole episode because guess what? The next episode is actually spent on the same build. So, yeah, this recap would just be a whole bucket of spoilers for the next episode. A whole entire bucket. Wow. No fish over here, huh? I mean, I see him jumping. Oh, here comes one. Oh boy, is it gonna be good? Yeah. Oh boy. Come on. Hiya. Another cod, okay. Well, since I don't want to go look at the build and spoil anything for the next episode, I figured a good thing to do in this episode would maybe to be just talk about the palette of the build and talk about how it kind of develops along the way and my thought process there, and also look at how epic this coastline behind me is. I cannot wait to start building over there, and it's like just right. The scaffolding right there is it's from the build that I'm talking about right now. Okay, so like this is like the coastline like right across the way. Really cool. Anyway, let's go talk about some colors, you guys. If I stand right here and don't move too much, I think I can make all the points that I want to make without including any spoilers. So here we go, you guys. Here we go. Okay. This is really going to be just kind of like the basics of how I start a palette and how I go about developing the palette and expanding it and adding more blocks to the palette, get a little creative freedom in there. Anyway, basically, I started with stone bricks to be specific, and terracotta. Those are like the foundational blocks, and you expand the palette from there. How, you ask? Well, if we have stone and we have terracotta, first of all, of course, stone bricks open the door to basically half the blocks in the game, right? I mean, you've got all the stone brick variants. You've got stone itself. Oh, is that stone? Yeah, stone itself. Andesite, polished versions of the things. The wall versions of all these things, of course. And then the terracotta being the primary color, if that makes sense. Lends the door to include this teal color, if you will, that we can get from the warped woods and the oxidized coppers. Yeah. And that's a nice accent color that really pops against the terracotta and really brings some interest to the build instead of just having these really dull earth tones of the terracotta and the stone. And just like how I was saying with stone, terracotta, you got to get a little more creative, a little more imaginative, but you can include all these other colors to get kind of, build a little bit of gradients or make it look like, oh, this is the clay here is a little beat up, right? It's got some dirt on it, you know. Maybe this was just repaired here, and we had some regular bricks and just like filled in a hole in the wall where it was crumbling away. But you know, it gives a nice little bit of texture, a little bit of gradient, a little bit of detail, and you know that's part of building the palette as well. You look for blocks that kind of perform a function, like how I described here. This was intended to make it look like the clay was kind of wearing off, and this corner's just chipping away in general, and you know the clay isn't in the best shape either. Where it still remains, of course, we're missing a ton of it here. But yeah, it's cool stuff, right? That's all for this recap. Like and subscribe.